So good day everyone, it's me Mary J. Kaya from Bachelor of Science Hospitality Management 2B. So in this video compilation and voiceover lesson for learning activity, I choose the country in South Korea. South Korea are the Asian nation of the southern half of the Korean peninsula, shares of the one world's most heavily militarized borders with North Korea. It's equally known for its green, hilly countryside dotted with cherry trees and centuries-old Buddhist temples, plus its coastal fishing villages, subtropical islands, and high-tech cities such as Seoul, the capital. So the food in South Korea, one of these is the bibimbap. Bibimbap is the famous Korean rice meal that comprises rice and a variety of ingredients, such as different salted vegetables, raw or fried eggs, sliced meat, toasted seaweed flakes, and different sauces such as chili, pepper paste, and fermented soybean paste. The second one is the kimchi. Kimchi is probably one of the most well-known Korean foods in the world. It is staple in Korean cuisine and is a spicy side dish mix of fermented napa cabbage and radish, seasoned with ingredients such as spring onions, garlic, ginger, jatgal, a popular Korean seafood-based condiment, and chili powder. The third one is called bulgogi. Bulgogi is a Korean specialty barbecued beef that uses thinly sliced pieces of meat grilled with garlic and onions to add flavor. Before the meat is grilled, it is usually marinated in sweet soy sauce with a lot of garlic and sesame oil to ensure that the taste is greatly enhanced. So the language in South Korea. So South Korean, Hangulge, in North Korean, Sesunmal. It is the native language for about 80 million people, mostly of the Korean descent. It is the official and national language of both North Korea and South Korea. But over the past 74 years of political division, the two Koreas have developed language differences. Beyond the Korea, the language is a recognized minority language in part of China, namely Jiangnan province, and specifically Yanbian and Changbei country, and it's also spoken in the parts of the. So the clothing in South Korea, the hanbok is the South Korea clothing, or chusunot is the North Korea clothing. So in South Korea, the clothing was called hanbok. So it's the traditional Korean clothes. The term hanbok literally means Korean clothing. So the hanbok can be traced back to the three kingdoms of Korea period, 1st century and 7th century, with roots and the people of what is the now Northern Korea and Manchuria. The government of South Korea. So the government of South Korea is centralized democratic republic. So the South Korea is democratic country with the three primary branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial. So the president acts the head of the state, and it's the highest figure of authority in the country, followed by the prime minister, the government minister in using order. So the religion in South Korea. Religion in South Korea is diverse. A slight majority of South Koreans have no religion. Buddhism and Christianity are the dominant confession among those who affiliate with the former religion. Buddhism and Confucianism are the most influential religion in the lives of the South Korean people. So the traditional architect in South Korea. Korean traditional architecture is characterized by its harmony with nature. Ancient architects adopted the bracket system characterized by thatched roofs and heated floors called undol. So people of the upper class built bigger houses with elegantly curved tiles roofs and lofting eaves. So the art in Korean people. Korean art, the painting, calligraphy, pottery, sculpture, lacquerware, and other fine art, decorative visual arts, produced by the people of Korea over the centuries. Although Korean architecture is tough on here, it is also the subject of a different article. So, the handicrafts in Korea. Hanji, traditional Korean paper. Najun jilgi, lacquerware inlaid with the mother of pearl. Korean ceramics, Korean hand embroidery, jugakbo, patchwork made up decorative net making. So, hapjuksyon, traditional folding fans. The festival in South Korea. So, festival is celebrated in Korea. Samjana. So, it is significant to celebrating the coming of spring. It is celebrated on third day of third month. So, Hansik. It is significant the start of farming season. So, it is celebrated in 105 days after Dongje, winter solstice. So, the next one is Chungpail. It is a Buddha's birthday. It's celebrated in 8th day of 4th month. So, the next one is Janos. It is significant the celebration of spring and farming. So, it is